With the release of over 3 million Epstein files, the internet is going completely off the wall. Disturbing images and videos are going viral all across social media with apparent ties to Epstein and his island. For example, we are seeing a video go viral that is showing a young girl get tortured by a magnifying glass in the sun by Jeffrey Epstein himself. Simultaneously, we are seeing the virality of a video which allegedly shows John Podesta torturing a young boy using boiling hot water. Well, what if I told you these clips that you are seeing, these claims that you are seeing, isn't at all what social media is making them out to be? In fact, all of this is serving as a distraction to what is really going on. Let's start with the magnifying glass video. Like I said, supposedly this shows Jeffrey Epstein torturing a woman, literally by burning her using a magnifying glass and the sun. But this isn't Jeffrey Epstein at all. You do a little bit more digging, and all of a sudden you realize what this video shows is a BDSM film. It was a hardcore film made years ago. It's an adult film. That's all it is. It has no ties to Jeffrey Epstein. This girl isn't being tortured. This is just disturbing, disgusting degeneracy that was already on the internet that somebody decided to report as Jeffrey Epstein, and now it made its way into the files. What people aren't understanding is just because something is in the files doesn't make it true. A lot of what the files are is its claims, its allegations. All of this is just different pieces which were being used and investigated to try to create a bigger picture on what was going on at the island. Just because it's in the files doesn't make it true. This film not Jeffrey Epstein related. Yet it is being shared across social media and going viral as something that was actually happening on the island. Well, now let's break down this John Podesta video. I'll show you a short clip of it, not too long, incredibly disturbing, very gross stuff. So here we go.
You think you're hot shit, don't you? You think you're hot... Listen up! What's my name?
Now, what you just saw, it encouraged incredible emotional reactions, right? Very disgusting stuff. But if we actually trace back to the origin of this video, we see it comes from this music group known as World Corp Enterprises. It was a YouTube channel back in the day, and it was just two teenage boys attempting to promote their music using viral clips, viral worthy clips. They were using disturbing imagery in order to promote their music. This doesn't necessarily have any ties at all with John Podesta. This doesn't necessarily have any ties at all with the Epstein investigation in itself. Instead, it went viral because it's disturbing, it's emotional, it's eye-catching, but people are refusing to do the work. What we actually see in this video is more than likely these two boys using their younger brother to create what seems like child abuse in order to create something that is so disturbing, so emotionally catching that it has viral potential. This was used to promote music. Is it possible that this has ties and came from somewhere else? Maybe, but it doesn't actually have any grounds to back that. And that's what we have to take notice of. All of these clips, all of this disturbing imagery, it doesn't actually advance anything. It doesn't actually help in the investigation. It doesn't actually help pin anything that was going on Epstein's island on the people who need to be brought to justice. This is all serving as a giant distraction. They're confusing you with fake clips so you don't notice what is actually going on. So, what did we actually learn from Epstein's files? What can we actually gather? Well, if we look into the files and we have a good understanding of what really was going on, we see that what this more of was it was a grooming campaign. They were grooming young girls in order to get blackmail. They weren't trafficking necessarily. I don't think that's the proper term for it. Instead, it's in a sense a prostitution ring. So what they do is they find these young girls who are vulnerable. They're in bad situations financially, bad situations with their family. They need help. Epstein comes along, makes them these great promises. He says, I can get you into modeling. I can get you into acting. I can get you where you want to be. And all you have to do is do this little favor for me. Do this little favor for my friends. Come to my island. I'll show you a great time. That's what he was doing. This isn't abduction. Instead, what we see is grooming. It's incredibly disgusting. but it's not what people are making it out to be. So why am I making this video? It's not in any way in an attempt to defend Jeffrey Epstein's actions. It's not an attempt to defend anything going on at the island because I find it disgusting, perverse, and everybody involved needs to be brought to immediate justice. But what I care about is the truth. I care about what is really going on here. And I care about getting rid of these distractions so that we can get closer to the actual target. We need to stop spreading these fake clips that are warranting emotional reactions, are getting faces to see what is going on, but they destroy our credibility. You can't share fake clips. It destroys credibility and negates the actual issue here. What I find much more interesting in the files is how much Jeffrey Epstein is referring to non Jewish people as goyim. Goyim meaning animal. Non Jewish people were animals. To not just him, but to all of the people around him. They view us as animals. Jeffrey Epstein is part of a bigger plot. He is part of an Israeli plot. They are grooming these underage girls in order to be able to use them to get with politicians of America of multiple different nationalities. And then you record, and all of a sudden, phenomenal black man, right? Let's actually think about this logically. Do we think that all of our politicians are satanic, pedophile elites? Maybe some, but more than likely, no. More than likely, it's a lot easier to convince somebody that a 15-year-old girl is 18, they do bad things with them, and all of a sudden you record that, you have that on their head for the rest of their life. Because after the act is finished, you reveal to them, that was a 15-year-old girl you just got with. Your entire life now belongs to me. That's what Epstein was doing. And why is he collecting this blackmail? Because Epstein, through the files, we can see has Mossad ties. Epstein is doing this on behalf of the Israeli nation. All of this was all done in order to give Israel blackmail on American politicians, on other national politicians, so that they are forced to conduct their behavior in ways which protects Israeli national interests. Why do you think all of our politicians go all in for Israel, despite how poorly that nation treats our nation? They're our greatest ally? No, they're not at all. But we've been convinced this because all of our politicians are having blackmail held over their heads on behalf of this nation. And we can let all this fake bullshit distract us from what is actually happening. The real crimes going on here. All this fake stuff, it negates that this was an Israeli plot. They're trying to convince you this is a satanic pedophile cult. That's not what we have going on here. What we have going on here is an Israeli blackmail organization. Jeffrey Epstein, he's Mossad. He's Israeli connected. Ghislaine Maxwell, Mossad connected. We can look at her father, Robert Maxwell. Incredibly high ties with Mossad. Everybody involved in this plot, it's all on behalf of Israel. This isn't going on because they're worshiping the devil. This is going on because they are doing what is in Israel's best interest and they're willing to defy all morality for Israel. If we keep letting this distract us, we're not going to get to the bigger picture. We are so close to breaking down the relationship between the United States and Israel. We are so close to getting out of this alliance. We are so close to the people en masse waking up. And now they are using the Jeffrey Epstein emails, the Jeffrey Epstein files, to prevent people from seeing what is really going on. They want you to think that this is some kind of dark pedophile ring. It's all Israel, all of it. And it's not just Israel. We see from the many things Epstein said about us. He thinks we're goys, he thinks we're animals. And this is what nobody is willing to tell you. This isn't just a Zionist plot. This isn't just an Israeli plot. A major enemy of the United States is the I love life. I would never, ever Kurt Cobain myself, just so you are all aware, just from recent word I received. Thank you for watching. For more America First content, like and subscribe.